Grade A. Grade A.
Good day, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Grade A Show. Episode 28, I believe we're on, almost 30. Everybody watching, man, continue liking the channel, continue subscribing. You see the socials down below. Make sure you guys continue to follow and share. Today, we're going to talk about a couple things today. We're going to talk about Bronny James. We're hearing that him and Clutch Sports is not settling for a two-way contract. We all know that he's going to be sticking in the NBA draft, not going back to college. We're going to be talking about the Lakers still searching for a head coach and who do we think is the best guy for LeBron, and also realistic offseason moves that they can make to help them out next season. We know that Ty Lue got an extension with the Clippers. We're going to talk about what's their selling move with them moving forward, and we also know that Paul George still hasn't got an extension yet. But, of course, we know that the finals matchup is finally set between the Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks, fellas. We could talk about Game 5. I guess we could start off with that. I know we didn't have a chance to review Game 4 from our because we had our last episode before Game 4 with the Celtics. But let's start off with the Mavs and the T-Wolves, that last game the other day. How y'all feeling about that?
I feel like Game 5, they showed why they should have won Game 4. Game 4, Kyrie and Luka didn't have a great shooting performance. However, Game 5, Luka opened up the quarter with 20 points, outscoring Minnesota by himself. Him and Kyrie finished with 36 apiece, showing putting their stomp on the ending to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. After at least by the end of the first, I stopped watching. Like, consistently. I might peek in here and there because once I seen Luka start the game with, I think he scored, the first 20 points. I was like, yeah, it's over.
About.
It's over. There's nothing they ain't going to be able to do. Luka's locked in. Whoever was in the crowd talking Luka should have left him alone because Ant-Man, all them boys on the court had to deal with him. But, it was a superstar performance by Luka, and it's the reason why he's one of the top 5 players in the league.
Now, some believe he should have gotten MVP. We'll get to that. I just feel like I'm not disagreeing. I just feel like at one point along the way,
yes, sir. Somebody said.
I just feel like along the way Minnesota was keeping up, but it looked like they just gave up. I also noticed that Minnesota had some internal discrepancies with certain players feel like Ant should have passed the ball more. And he went on his guns. He said, right now, I'm one of the best. I'm the best. I'm handling business. I'm not passing the ball. He was like,
Did y'all peep where there was a clip on Twitter and I should have sent it to y'all, but there was a lot of moments in the game where Ant was talking trash. I think it was one time where Kyle Anderson was
yeah, I saw that
telling him to do something, and Ant Edwards was like, yo, pass me the effing ball. Just give me the effing ball. they went to the bench at one time, and you could see him. He was like, "Oh, and this mother effer is asking for the ball. Nah, give me the ball." Like he was getting on his team. We seen it all series, but I don't blame him for the frustration and stuff that last game.
I respect it, but at the same time, it's like, all right, we're facing elimination. Of course, like in Game 5, Game 4 they won. We're facing elimination. I don't got time to pass you the ball. I don't see you work. I don't see what you can do. I take a chance and pass you the ball. You turn it over, do something like that. He tried to take on the pressure and shoulder it. I could respect it, but it's like you got to have someone you can count on.
So
at that point,
just a clarification. You're speaking from the Kyle Anderson point of view about towards Ant, right? Like
I'm speaking from the point of view of Anthony Edwards. If I don't see you
All right, cool.
working out with me, if I don't know what you can do, if in certain moments you froze up and I had to do something, I can look cat in the eyes and say, we need 40 apiece. Can we do it?
That's the wrong person you actually.
I mean, but that's his B. That's his running mate. Like, I didn't say he can, but like how Luka and Kyrie could look at each other and say, "Hey, it's time." Luka always starts the games. Kyrie finishes the games. Like it's just been
which is rare because it's been the other way around lately. Kyrie's typically the one to start off the game.
This year?
You said that he what?
Didn't Cat have 60 this year?
He had
regular season. Yeah,
it was a game he had that.
Man, the way I see it, right? Besides Cat, I really don't trust nobody else to really score like that. Like McDaniels had his time in the playoff and all that, but I'm saying it's just them too. If we lose, it's on me. If we win, it's on me. Give me the ball.
Draco, let me ask you about this, Draco. How you feel about the two bigs over there in Minnesota? There was a lot of what do you think that they could improve on moving forward, basically, with Rudy and Karl Anthony Towns defensively?
Oh, defensively.
Yeah, defensively. I feel like offensively we already know what it is, but I feel like defensively for me it's a lot of the same problems. But how you feel about that?
I say a lot of it is placement. I think sometimes they too flat-footed. They too stagnant. You're watching the game too much. You have to move. It's all about position. They wasn't in the right position. Like, we fought Rudy for that game winner by Luka, right? But he was never supposed to be in that situation. McDaniels should have stepped up, did the double and all that. But
do you think
it's a ghost screen? You don't need to switch a ghost screen.
He should have anticipated the three anyway.
No, what was you about to say, Peso?
No, I was gonna ask, like, do you think in that situation, because you seen that Jaden McDaniels kind of put his hands up and was confused of why Rudy was up there. To Musa's point, it was a ghost screen and McDaniels was supposed to fight through that and get up there. But do you think that Rudy got a little big-headed in the moment and wanted to battle Luka in that final moment?
Dre, tag me when you're done. I'll let you finish your thought. Tag me when you're done.
I think he was just caught in the moment, and really McDaniels knew he should have stayed. I think that was hate. That whole situation was just hateful, bro. He could have stayed up there with him. He could have said, no, I got it. He could have snatched him back or something. But realistically, if y'all did double, who do you got? You got Lively at the 3-point line, and then he's cutting down, and then
you had Kyrie. I think was on that right side.
But remind me, was Minnesota? Was Dallas down 2 or 3 at that point?
It was down 2.
So you could live with it too.
Go for the tie.
So yeah. I honestly think it was just a miscommunication between McDaniels and Rudy. Rudy as the backside help needs to communicate what a screen is, and McDaniels needs to be in position to be ready to go over if Rudy's communicating that.
I feel like they discussed who had what roles, right? So Rudy probably stepped out of what he was supposed to do. That's why McDaniels was like, but still though, go where you're supposed to go. We've been in them situations before though. We all, high school ball or something.
Yeah, but even as McDaniels, you know Rudy ain't supposed to switch that, still fight over that ghost screen because it's not even a real screen.
But
that's the point of it being a ghost screen.
But at
fight
the same
over
time,
it. Trap Luka at that point. Honestly, you're only down up 2.
If the defensive player of the year, if he wants to feel like he's confident enough to lock him down, who are we to?
Dog's going wild down there.
Because the dog here to BS too. Man, Rudy know he can't be up there with Luka.
I just honestly, okay, like Drake said, we all hoop, we play ball, things like that. Mm-hmm. Somebody's going off, you're like, I want that. I don't want to blame Rudy because there's certain points where Karl Anthony Towns was on Luka and he caught some of that action too.
Everybody.
Do y'all think it would have been smart to like foul? Like, what if Rudy even fouled Luka?
I would have been.
Well,
The thing is, it's tough though.
He's at
I
the
feel like
3-point line.
Luka's
Yeah,
smart enough to
too.
see the foul and still to put up a 3. Dallas has some games where during the stretch they hit him, they didn't make free throws and they should have. But instead of woulda, coulda, shoulda, the play in question right now, I feel like if I'm McDaniels and I make a fuss about switching, I might ruin your confidence then and there. At that point, I got to put my hand up and let you cook. If we as teammates, if I tell Dre, yo, let me get him, and Dre's like, no, like, it's like, damn, like the confidence might go, this and that. I feel like, hey, you got to make a play. You got to dig in, make a play.
The thing is this, though, right, with Rudy, though. In that last stretch of the game, it was cooking him every play.
So I wanna know. And I'll let you go, Mike, because one thing I noticed a lot in Game 5 is that the first Rudy had the first about 7 field goal attempts to start the game. So it seemed like they was running their offense a lot through Rudy Gobert. Do you think, Mike, that was a mistake from the get?
The way he's been playing on both sides of the ball, I don't think it was the best option. But if I remember correctly, it didn't really matter. You're talking about Game 5, right?
Yeah.
It didn't really matter. Look at how Dallas was going off in the first quarter. Anyway, if he's making all those shots, it's not making a difference. If you can't play defense, it's not going to make a difference in the long run.
It was a 3 he had on the left wing on Ant-Man. Great contest. You see, Ant was just like
Dallas didn't go off in the first quarter. Luka's first quarter performance against the Minnesota team. Rudy Gobert can be much better, and Musa started this in the chat. However, he has big hands but no hands. He fumbles the ball. He doesn't catch it. He has no post moves. No post moves. I feel like I have more post moves than him.
He ain't worse than Mitchell Robinson, but it's bad, bro.
Let me know how y'all feel about because to me it just seems like IQ wise, Karl Anthony Towns, and Rudy Gobert are not very smart on the defensive end with the stupid fouls that they caused in this whole series. But it was worse in Game 4 and Game 5. How do y'all feel like about that? Like, is it too much aggression? Is it the moment? Like, what is it that's going on? Because I know the coach was letting them know throughout the whole series, like, guys, Anthony Edwards said it on the podium a couple times, like, y'all fouling too damn much.
I think that coach is a big problem. I lost a lot of respect for him this series. Like, we go back to that play with Luka. We all know, everyone in the world knows he's going to get the ball to take a 3. Put 2 guys on him the whole time. There's no reason you should be one-on-one there. Yeah.
Do you think the coach
was coming? They knew it.
I say don't trap. If you trap, that's an easy bucket.
Yeah. But then the coach too, he's not, if he can't get his guys just to do it for that play, I just feel like he lacks control of his team at that point, and that's where the discipline doesn't come in, and we're getting these fouls. I know Ant Edwards is a good leader, but still, he's only 22. Some guys ain't gonna look up to him like that.
But do you think he's a good defender?
Who, Ant?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's probably one of the better ones on their team, and he's got a lot of potential. But he was getting cooked that series. It wasn't like how it was against Jamal Murray.
He's better on the ball than he is off the ball. Off the ball, he got some work to do. I'm gonna keep it nice.
Remember, man, he was guarding Kyrie.
Even not even just Dallas series. Off the ball, he is not good off the ball on defense. He's better on ball, but then you're going to ask him to guard on ball and still give you what he gives you on offense, which is going to be the challenge, especially like Draco said earlier, with them being handicapped. You're not getting them from Towns. Rudy's not going to give you anything. Conley's probably your next viable option in that starting lineup if McDaniels is not making shots. So it's make it easier to key in on Ant-Man because all they got to do is double, which is what they was doing, and Ant's going to throw the pass out, which –
I just want to say back to Peso's original question, though. I feel like it was all of the above on why they were fouling. It might be because of the moment. They haven't been on a bigger stage than that. Some of them haven't. I feel like it was the moment, aggression, and just lack of focus. If you know, like Luka's the type to pump fake. Kyrie's not really pump faking as much. I just want to say discipline and focus all aboard. That's what led them to get those fouls. Offensively, I don't want to say that they have it because offensively, it was games where the Karl Anthony Towns would settle for threes, go inside and get a layup. Rudy Gobert has no offensive IQ. He just goes up and dunk. If the alley comes his way, that's all he knows. I feel like the fouls came from lack of discipline, lack of focus, being tired.
Mhm.
And that's what I'm saying as far as those fouls. Those stupid fouls, because I think he fouled out game 5.
Yeah, a lot of
he
stupid
fouled
fouls
out.
from frustration too, because there's a lot of calls they didn't get that Dallas was getting their way. But that's going to be part of the game, and Dallas has the experienced player I would say in Kyrie. I know Conley's been in the conference finals, I believe, before too in Memphis, but even then, how to play for the whistle. I'm not going to compare Conley's offensive game and skill set to draw fouls compared to Kyrie's. So and then you got to think about it. It's a match made in heaven for Kyrie and Luka because their coach is a point guard, and they was mentioning that where it was like instead of Jason Kidd learned how to instead of telling them what to do, he would tell them this is what he would do based on what the coverage is being given to them. And with their ability, they can adjust to that, which is why they threw, if you notice, I think it was game 4, they threw like 6 different schemes at him. And even game 5, for example, they threw 4 different defenders at Luka in that first quarter. And if Luka was to miss or do something wrong, the very next play, he will adjust. And then it's back rolling. So to y'all point, I'm not playing defense and I'm adjusting to the adjustments being made against them. It was like it was all chess being played. And
A quick fact: last time Dallas was in the finals, Jason Kidd was the starting point guard.
Mm-hmm.
I was in middle school.
Now he's coaching
Now he's coaching.
Dallas Mavericks.
What year was that? 2011.
2011.
That was the year I graduated high school. Man, yeah, I think one thing that I respected a lot about specifically Anthony Edwards is that I never heard of a young stud in the league be able to acknowledge the things that he needs to do better coming into next season. And I think the thing that surprised me, not really surprised me, but where I gained a lot of respect for him the most was he talked about mainly his stamina and what he has to do next season as far as to be able to play that long moving forward and stuff like that. And I haven't really heard people that young of age like really talk on that point, which was really good. So I hope next season that and moving forward that he definitely works on that because I think the ceiling is really high for Minnesota moving
Do you
forward.
think he gets any slack for them losing?
Hell no.
Nah, he played.
Get any slack?
He
Yeah,
played good.
when you lead it, when you win, you get all the praise. When you lose,
We
Does
talked
he get
about
any?
that. We talked about that a bit last episode and stuff like that. We had conversations and stuff. So, I personally just call it for what it is. You had a bad game, you had a bad game. But I am understanding that the fact that he is only 22 years old and he still has a lot of development to do. I do blame him, but I don't only blame him for this series.
Do y'all think he is a top 10 player going into next season?
Yeah.
I would have him top 10.
Yeah.
Who does he replace?
No one. He ain't in my top 10.
He has to work
top 10.
on he has to work on not turning the ball over in his shot selection a lot, because you look, his shooting percentage, especially in the playoffs this year, has been really low. I think he shot around 30% from 3 in the regular season, but the playoffs, the shot selection wasn't there, I didn't think, and there was too many turnovers. He was a minus 20 on game 5. You can't do that and be calling for the ball, man. I don't care, you're the star.
Question for y'all. I just want to throw out names because some of y'all said he could be top 10. I know Ace said who would he replace, so this is why I was going to just ask. Does he replace Jokic?
No.
Giannis?
No.
Luka?
No.
Anthony Davis?
No.
I wouldn't put
LeBron.
AD in my top 10.
AD. He could replace AD for me.
Yeah, I'm not putting AD in my top 10.
Nah.
AD, the only player this year to be first team All NBA and defense. I'm not.
But see, I don't only want to base this moving forward off of just the postseason.
No, I'm not. That's what I'm asking. LeBron.
This season.
LeBron, no.
KD, which is at 6.
Yeah. What about Jaylen Brunson too, man? He's got to be in the top.
Oh, I was gonna get. I'm gonna get there. Don't worry. KD.
Yeah, I'd rather have Ant Edwards
to him in the first round.
That was
Jason
crazy.
Tatum.
No.
Yeah.
To be determined. Got to see what
I
happens
wouldn't- I
next
wouldn't-
round.
I
If
wouldn't
Boston was
even-
to lose this finals, it's
Wait, hold on. But
Anthony
this is
Edwards going into next season.
But Peso said this is regular season though. So
Well,
No,
that
I just
question
don't-
specifically for Mike because
No,
it's to be determined.
Well, the thing is with Tatum is if we go back to that Golden State Finals, he just didn't show up at all. Like JB, he played good
But
for the
see,
first 4 or 5
That's
games,
the
and that's
mistake we always make, Mike. Why are we talking about something from 2 years ago?
that.
To evaluate him now.
Listen to me. The thing is if he shows out in the finals and they still lose, he can still be up there. Because if you ask me, I think he had a down season. I didn't criticize him like this before this season, and he got better as the playoffs went on this year. Don't get me wrong; he had a decent start, and then the scoring came as the playoffs have gone on. So if he can continue that into the next round and win the championship, yes, he's up there. Even if they don't win, and he still has a good series, he's still up there. But this season overall, I've been down on him, as I
Let me get
said.
the last 2 names out. So we at 8 now. Tatum will be at 8. And someone I clearly didn't mention. I said Jokic, Luka,
Joel
Giannis.
Embiid.
Thank you, Joel Embiid.
Yep.
No.
Is he replacing Joel Embiid? That's 9 right there.
Hey man,
SGA.
And Shea, thank you. Is he replacing Shea?
No.
I'll take him over Giannis right now. Giannis done missed 2 postseasons. Giannis can't even last the whole season. But I mean, at least I know after a full season, Ant will still be around.
Are we going full season, just regular season, or post? Like I want to know.
So when we do our top 10, top 50 going into the 2024-2025 season, we're going to be including the regular season and the postseason.
It's entire body of work.
So right now, even if Draco takes Giannis out, cool. At the bare minimum, he's barely 10.
Okay.
Then I go to 11. Jalen Brunson.
No.
Jaylen Brown.
Jalen Brunson.
Another
Brunson to be up there. Like
Is he over Jaylen Brown?
Jalen Brunson.
No.
Anthony Edwards.
No, Anthony Edwards.
Jalen Brunson. He averages more than Brown, but his role is different. Like he has.
I was gonna say that's the only justifiable part was because his role.
But it's tricky because it's not his fault. Like Jalen Brunson was top 4 in scoring this year.
No, Jaylen Brown. It's Anthony Edwards over Jaylen Brown.
So where would you have him, Musa?
He's top 15. I don't have an exact spot, but he's not top 10.
Another guy that's been overlooked way too much, and he's one of the closest things we got in this league to Jokic is Domantas Sabonis. That guy is just overlooked so much.
Well, I was going to mention De'Aaron Fox before him just now, but I was just curious to see where he's at. So right now, Draco probably had him at 10, maybe. Draco probably have him at 10.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't even have him top 10. You just going down the list.
And I love Ant-Man, but it's tough for me to put him in the top 10 right now.
His ceiling could be top 5 easily, though.
I'm about to pause on that.
If you include ceiling, you got to put Wemby up there.
Oh, you said ceiling?
Yeah, I'm not going to take anything away from him to see what I did, what he did against KD, what he did against Denver. He's easily could be potentially a top 5 player depending on how he develops.
I was going to, okay, yeah, I won't get into that too much. Yeah.
And another thing,
I'm a little hesitant on that, but I won't get too much.
If we're gonna put him up there in the top 10, another name you got to throw out is Kyrie. They had pretty similar numbers all year.
Kyrie has been.
Well, I was going to mention him. I don't think Kyrie's top 10, but I was going to mention him around that.
Kyrie's in the top 5 this year in scoring most points with less free throw attempts. All his points are straight points. He doesn't even get to the line like he should, and he still got the same points.
That is phenomenal by Kyrie. I still don't have him in the top 10.
We've seen players get 13 free throw shots a game, and that helped with their averages.
For him to be so
if that's the case, then Shea should be in the top 10 because Shea one of the league leaders in foul attempts, free throw attempts. I mean, him and Joel Embiid.
Ace, do you think that Kyrie belongs in the top 10 next season?
I'll look at my listen review and get back to you.
Go ahead and clip it. He wanted to say yes.
I want to get my list and really I'm looking at this season. I'm looking at the stats right now. I can see who went what. I can see who did averages, points, rebounds, and in order. However, body of work. If we're talking about, because I feel like postseason versus regular season is different. Players show up in different show. Phoenix Suns need to look in the mirror. I didn't
even mention Devin Booker. Glad you said the Suns. I forgot.
I'm not taking Devin Booker.
Yeah, I'm down on.
I'm taking Devin Booker over Ant-Man. Y'all are crazy.
For
not
what?
taking
Y'all look
over
crazy.
Ant-Man.
I'm personally not, but
What is this notion that all of a sudden Booker is just not better than
Well,
Ant-Man?
said person swept the other person. Ant-Man and them swept.
That's a team thing.
What
You
is
had two
individually?
players in the top 10 and you get swept.
I'm talking about the
Individually,
player itself, individually.
what did the player himself do against Ant-Man? What did he do?
No, as a team. I don't think Booker guarded Ant-Man in that series. They had
Man
Bill
up.
on them.
Man up and take him.
So,
None of
Man,
the-
okay, skill set for skill set. Play from top 10 is basically the players, right?
Devin Booker just shoots better than Ant-Man. That's it.
No. He don't just. He's a better scorer than Ant-Man.
How much scoring did he do to get swept?
You keep going back to the team stuff. This
All right.
Ant-Man's not a better scorer than Devin Booker. Like,
Devin
it's
Booker
not.
averaged 27.1 a game.
There you go.
Anthony
but
Edwards
see,
averaged
the same thing, fellas, like we do when we was talking about him and Tatum. I just don't think it's fair to compare the two. We're talking about somebody that has a totally different body of work compared to Anthony Edwards. It's just
Which is why I didn't mention team success.
They're both
Sweet,
shooting
sure,
guards.
but
They're both shooting guards, and they
Yes.
both play.
They're both shooting guards. They can guard. That's a position that can guard each other.
Remember, like I said last week, I just feel like the thing that I can't sit here and compare because the thing Devin Booker know how to get to his spots and get to his shot. Anthony Edwards is still working on things like that.
Booker been
so-
doing that since probably what?
Wait. Then
second
Booker got
season?
60 and lose.
Yeah.
So all that scoreboard.
We're going back to team stuff.
Yo,
We're
every
the
time we
players.
bring up Devin Booker, Drake is always bringing up
If we're
that
going to talk
line.
about team success, I'm sorry. One player went to a finals, the other didn't. But that I'm not basing this off team success.
I remember not too long ago, y'all were torching me for taking Jamal Murray over Devin Booker.
Yes, because he's not better. Jamal Murray's not better than Devin Booker.
Yeah, I'm not going that far.
Like,
man.
I've thought that for a while. The thing is, you got to keep in mind with Devin Booker too. Number one, I think he's soft, and number two is that he's just availability is an ability, and he's a guy who's out a lot. I understand Murray missed some time too. Don't get me wrong.
Thank you, Mike. Because I must say that contradicts your whole
I
argument.
love the
You-
passion,
you're
but we
vouching
can
for
off
someone
topic
that's hurt,
because
too.
we have other things to discuss with pressing issues.
Yeah, I wanna
Yeah.
move forward.
I just had to ask. I had to test the temperature. You know what I'm saying?
Because we've been stuck on the Timberwolves and their 30-point loss.
Pedro,
So
if you don't mind, I want to bring up the Bronny thing real quick because when we get to the finals, we might not get too much other things in there.
Oh yeah, come on. We'll talk about the finals last. Let's get to
I personally feel like, and I wasn't trying to take away. I know you was about to go on with the great segment. Right now, let's say it, and I'm the LeBron fan. A two-way contract, they don't want that because if a team could lure LeBron in for the sake of Bronny playing to just send him to the G League, then he's gonna be pissed. I'm like, I came here to play with my son. You sent him to the G League. I feel like that's why they don't want the two-way contract. I just want to call it a spade and just go from there.
Nepotism.
Basically.
So
I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but that's what it comes.
So do you really think? Well, let me ask you for one question. Do you think that LeBron's time is coming up? Second question. Do you really think? Because right now I think Bronny's projected 52 now from 54, which is looking like Golden State, Boston, something like that, or Lakers is in there.
Lakers, and I think Phoenix is around there.
If he doesn't go to LA, do you see LeBron leaving just to play with him for one season?
Yes.
Before you answer that, just real quick, Indiana's up 2.5 against Chicago Sky.
Young man, stop it. We're trying to talk about real issues.
This guy, hey man, show love to the women's suits, man. They'll go ahead and cook you too.
Who got high?
They didn't show it yet.
What Angel Reese got?
I got to check. Give me 1 second.
Go ahead, Mike.
He ain't even ready with his stats. I'm just saying that
I got the game on, but I'm on.
I feel like LeBron would leave now. As a fan, it's sad to say his time is coming soon, but he's still nice. He still has those games when he shows like, oh, I can still get 30 in efficiency. I feel like the main frustration with him is that the whistle has gone down dramatically. I'm not saying he should get every foul call, but there's some blatant calls where he should have gotten where it's like, all right, they're trying to really pull away from him being the face, being that it dude, and he's still scoring. He's still nice. Bronny, now granted, we've seen Kyrie get hurt with Duke, played 11 and still went number one. Bronny's not Kyrie. Bronny's not it. He had the huge problem with his heart, and that's nothing to really joke at. I feel like teams are scared of the heart issue.
And that's I don't mean to cut you off, but that's what I'm personally afraid of.
I'm afraid of that. Even as an athlete, I'll be afraid of my ankle. Your heart? sometimes in a sport you push yourself. I feel like the heart's a big issue. Secondly, I could get LeBron and what comes with him. I get the media coverage, the press, a winning mentality as a star who's been there before. However, if I'm going somewhere to play with my son and you just send him to the G League, that's a waste. I feel like Clutch Sports doesn't want that. I get Bronny playing 5 years in the league, and that's random, but if that.
King, how you feel about Bronny, King?
Similar to LaMarcus Aldridge, who had a heart situation.
I feel like to piggyback off of Ace, I feel like the heart issue is major. You know what I mean? I feel like he should have stayed in college. I don't even think he should even went into the draft. I'm gonna be completely honest. I mean, went into the combine, the draft, and all. I feel like he should have, did a couple of more years in college.
Now, but like knowing King what he went through with the heart condition, knowing that he put up the stats and did what he could do at USC, do you think that his dad and LeBron states that allegedly he doesn't have anything to do with it? Bronny's doing what Bronny wants to do. Do you think that his dad had any type of influence on him making this decision?
Real quick, what stats did he put up at USC?
No, I'm
5
saying
points a game.
But he missed most of the season.
Not gonna count.
But
he played the full, you know what I'm saying? We're not going.
But one, he didn't play the full season.
Yeah,
what I'm getting to is that was it a smart decision?
No, it wasn't. I don't.
He shouldn't have gone to USC.
I
knew that from the beginning.
I don't think it was
too many guards was there.
Honest with
You had Boogie Ellis who transferred over there. You had Isaiah Collier who went there out of high school. They got guards there on the besides those two, so it was guard heavy already. Plus, you missed half the season because of the heart situation, so you're already behind. Then you got to still get back into game shape and learn to play and fight for minutes. So I just think the heart thing just added on top of the limited minutes. I thought they was going to have all three of those guards anyway.
To Peso's question, I'm saying it was smart only because, yes, he had those issues. One main thing that was the big issue, LeBron's contract. Go back another season at USC, then LeBron is stuck somewhere, possibly in a limbo situation, playing here and there. Secondly, when it comes to being LeBron's son, I'm pretty sure he excels at drills. I'm pretty sure he does drills at the house. So, Dad, all I got to do is go to the combine and do drills. Yeah, he killed it at the drills. I just didn't like how
he looked well in scrimmages, though. I will give him
the scrimmages, but it's like it's no pressure there. And another big thing that we didn't even talk about yet. Let's say he does make it past. We have the summer league, and summer league in the NBA, he's gonna have a target on his back. I can't get your dad, but I can get to you. You're not 6'8" freight train. You're more of a human size NBA. Like you're more of a regular size NBA player. I'm gonna come at you, and he's gonna face a lot of that.
I think he'll be fine though.
No, bro. If college workouts had you having heart conditions, NBA workouts gonna have you dead. He's not real.
I didn't mean to laugh, but
especially with his size and his skill set, he should have went back another year and actually learned different aspects of basketball.
Yeah,
I've seen him go to things.
He should have waited. Get more experience, and then you know what I'm saying. If everything falls,
By the way, Angela Reese has 5 points, 4 rebounds, 2 for 6. Clark has 8 points. Dana Evans has high.
How much turnovers Clark got?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'll tell you right now. I have it right here. Clark has 8.
Here we go, man. We taking away the podcast.
She has 2 turnovers.
Since we on the Lakers and stuff like that. Go ahead, Musa.
I was going to say, I've seen a lot of good things from him in the scrimmages that I didn't see him do at all at USC. The floater is there. He has nice touch. We know he can shoot spot up. I've seen him shoot pretty well off the dribble, he has the skill sets to be in the NBA. It's just
no. Hold on. That's against the same kids he played in college, though. NBA is faster, stronger, more.
But most of the kids that you go against in college, not most, but some of the kids at the combine that you play against the combine is going to be in the NBA too, as well as the speed. He has the speed and athleticism to play in the NBA.
Do you see anybody in the draft that you think going to start off rip?
I don't think any of them is going to start off rip.
I honestly think that
at least at the guard position. Maybe Rob Dillingham.
I think this draft class is going to take at least, and I'm talking about everybody, it's going to take 2-3 years to develop.
Well, I see it personally myself. I don't put much stock in the combine. It's just like NFL Pro Days. You're out,
neither.
you're out there. Yeah, you're out there with no one. It's just you doing drills. And the thing is, if I was him, I would have entered the transfer portal and gone to like a blue blood school or something like that. Just get out of USC, go to a situation where you can start show off your skill set and then your stock will rise even higher because you can go play with your dad in the driveway anytime you want. You don't need to play with him in the NBA. And according to Sham Sharania, he's got 2 years left. That doesn't mean you can't come into the league next year and have more playing time with your dad and be a more productive player to boost your future. I don't think it's a real wise decision on his part, but we'll see what happens.
I don't put much stock into the combine either, but I just wanted to see his ability on offensive end. I didn't see at USC.
I don't expect him and Bronny to match minute for minute. However, there will be that one epic NBA moment where James checks in and there's going to be James and James on the court. Yeah. I feel like that 1 minute of publicity and media coverage is all they need.
That's all they need.
There's times you had Cam Reddish on the court. You had like different people on the court who didn't produce or do too much. Why not someone on the court who I feel like is better than? I just don't accept and then Kendrick Perkins called it out on it. A lot of these people are second generational NBA players, but I don't remember them being as talked about as much. No disrespect to Bronny, he deserved the family deserves it. They worked hard for it. However, the first 3 top 10 picks, I don't even talk about it. We don't even hear about them. We talk more about Bronny going. LeBron James and Savannah are sitting at the combine supporting their son, but I don't remember Tim Hardaway doing that for Tim Hardaway Jr. Like certain people who are second generation, their fathers would be like, all right, go show them who you are without me doing it.
Is Donovan Clingan still projected to go top 5?
I don't know.
He run like top 7. He's from UConn, the big that won the national title from UConn. He's still projected to go at least top 5 through 8 or 9. But they've been mentioning a lot about Alexander Sarr. I didn't even know his brother played in the NBA. His brother played for OKC. Don't ask me his brother's name, but I've seen the clip on the Paul George podcast where they interviewed Alexander Sarr.
Okay, so I think it's time, man. Let's get down to the nitty gritty, man.
Yeah, because I want to get to this finals preview, man. The next episode ain't going to be until Thursday night after the first game of the finals, but we're going to get to that. I encourage everybody tuning in, man. Like the channel, continue to subscribe and share.
This is wild. Let's do it.
So since we on the Lakers, real quick, I'm not going to spend too much time. We know they're still looking for a head coach. And real quick, what do y'all think is the best candidate for LeBron James? And then what's some free agent moves you guys could see them making this offseason to help them out going into next season?
Now, when you say candidate like coaching wise?
Yes, head coaching position.
Like honestly, and me and Draco had this discussion.
They might as well let LeBron James be the coach too.
For real.
They might as well sign him.
He's the on-court coach. You get people in there like Rajon Rondo, JJ Redick.
Oh, JJ, right?
I'm good on JJ.
Gilbert Arenas.
I said Sam Cassell. Get Sam Cassell as a head coach.
Gilbert
Cassell.
I
would love that, but I'm jealous. I want to keep him in Boston.
I'll be pissed if he has to go, but I would love for him to get a job.
Or Cleveland head coach is available right now.
JB Bickerstaff. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. There's not too many. Oh, go ahead, Ace. Let me finish up.
We can't waste time. We're not gonna get no Cleveland coach or anything like they did good, but we need somebody that also LeBron and AD can respect. We have to think longevity.
Which is JJ
and Gilbert Arenas for the skills position.
Gilbert ain't coaching.
Gilbert Arenas.
He said for skill, not as a coach. Call him as skill.
That man need to stick on his podcast, man.
Yo, all right.
He ain't gonna do that either.
Too good.
Some NBA stars work out of Gilbert Arenas. They're gonna be way better.
So you the GM of the Lakers right now, Ace. What moves you making this offseason to better that team going into 2024, 2025?
D'Angelo Russell in the office expeditiously. You hear me? That's one move. The D'Angelo Russell. Some of those players got to go. We got to get 2 more players to see what we can do.
D'Angelo
Russell wise, the whole coaching staff was fired, rightfully so. However, it's like all right,
not rightfully.
No, yeah.
Well, not rightfully. However, like I said, Darvin Ham only lost to one team in the postseason. LeBron.
Phil Heath should still be there.
You said who?
Phil Heath, the skills coach.
All right. Anywho.
See, you don't know ball because if you won't do that if you know who that man was.
Hey, so real quick, you ask Musa, you ask Ace.
You don't know what you're talking about, but go ahead. Go ahead.
How good was the skills coach if the skills ain't get us a win or the championship?
Look at the development of Austin Reeves for one. Look at
that
his
happened even
that
by
happened under his watch. Austin Reeves' best season, especially as a playmaker on that team, was under Phil Heath. His shooting improved because of Phil Heath.
And when was this? When was the best? What was the best numbers?
This in last season, especially when they made the run to the conference finals, which they lost to the team.
He progressed. You can't. Anywho,
I said Austin Reeves.
I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't even hip to him. I didn't know their whole coaching staff.
When he was on the USA team, that helped his confidence. And when he's under those trainers, they're gonna get the best of the young stars. So, moving forward,
go ahead.
You know what? Go ahead, Musa.
I'm gonna ask you a question from your statement, but go ahead.
Go ahead, Musa. I want to hear this great take.
It's not a take. It was a question based on your take, but go ahead. Just go ahead and finish, bro. You don't gotta get upset.
Ask the question.
Tell him, Ace, keep a cool booty.
I'm gonna let you finish, but
pause.
Go ahead, King. Go ahead, King. What's up?
I got I'm listening to y'all, right?
I got it.
Go ahead,
Siakam, Tobias Harris, Jimmy Butler. Who should the Lakers get?
They ain't getting Siakam because Siakam about to get an extension from Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Tobias Harris can stay with the hell wherever the hell he wants.
So we know that their movable piece right now probably is
D'Angelo Russell?
D'Angelo Russell and some draft picks. Who could
no, Jared Vanderbilt's actually been. There's been talks that they might.
I feel like D'Angelo Russell played decent. I mean, you know what I'm saying,
but who's out there that they could realistically get that they need another scorer? They need a third time.
Trae Young,
Donovan Mitchell,
Paul George.
Trae Young won it out of
Paul George might go to Philly or Indiana. I'm hearing.
Let LeBron go to point guard and Paul George run around with AD.
Let's get to the Clippers. We know Ty Lue got a new extension.
Blow it up.
God damn.
They had a professional AAU team and did nothing. Not even in the second round.
I would like to see Chris Quinn get the head coaching job. By the way, at the Lakers.
I believe he signed a 5-year deal. He's the most paid coach right now, with an overall record of 184 and 134.
Russell Westbrook shot 4 for 22 over the course of games. Blow it up.
And I asked him, what did he accomplish to deserve that contract?
That's a good question.
Ooh, that's a great
question. What did Tyronn Lue do to deserve that contract?
He impressed Steve Ballmer.
He turned.
I mean, I think Ty Lue really
he's Noah's Ark.
I feel like he really got what he got, and he is who he is just based off of history and stuff. As far as with that organization,
team to a conference finals,
but that's the best thing that the Clippers could have right now. Honestly, I know he didn't really want to go anywhere else as far as coaching wise, and I know that. Well, I hear that him and the GM over there have a pretty tight relationship.
Oh yeah, Lawrence Frank used to be under Danny Ainge's staff in Boston.
Yep. So y'all say Paul George maybe to Indiana or Philly and stuff like that.
Philly, that's what I'm hearing.
You don't think Paul George? We know he's from California. Y'all think he's out of there? There's no extension for him still.
It'll be tough to get him out, but honestly, it's on the Clippers side if they're gonna want to pay him or not. Because
they might pay him though, because he had a pretty good postseason.
Yeah,
I could see him getting the same deal as Kawhi, 3-year, 150.
I think he might do a 2-year.
He might do a 2-year.
And I didn't realize Paul George was that old.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if
Paul George been in the league getting buckets for a while.
I think that the Clippers are gonna match up in a line for this last run. Westbrook, Harden, and Paul George. I think they're gonna align their contracts to end. Because eventually they gotta get some young pieces in there because those dudes are getting old.
They got
Terrence Mann ain't cutting it either right now. But
I mean, the thing is, what better are you gonna get if you get rid of James Harden, Paul George right now in a trade?
Is that good?
Get some draft
Get some cap because you got to think about the salary cap too. I don't know if they have. I don't know top of my head, but I think they might have some cap.
Every young talent they get, they ruin by bringing in these stars who just don't get the job done. They traded Shea away for Paul George, and look how that turned out. Ernest Mann's minutes went down because they turned out.
Yeah, you got
Nasty
the
work.
context of that trade, though.
Look at Paul George around that time when he was in OKC.
Yeah,
though.
that's what I'm saying. The context matters
MVP
on that.
Paul George right there. It was crazy.
Playing with Russ.
Wait, didn't they get kicked out like in the first round?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, yeah, I'm just talking about an overall individual standpoint of how he looked that whole season.
Then we ain't talking about the team.
I think that's when we start off playoff P. I think that's what that came from. His stand OKC.
But
at
that time, no one knew Shea was going to be what Shea is now either. So
that's fair. Kawhi Leonard, when's the last time we've seen him healthy in the playoffs?
When he
won. Probably the bubble. No, I wouldn't even go that far. Well, healthy. He did get hurt when they. I don't know which one that is, but.
What was Stephen A saying this week about Kawhi? Was he the most overrated player, the softest player ever? I forget what
I think he said
most overrated superstar.
Most overrated superstar, yeah.
I think Kawhi got hurt in that route when they got to the conference finals. Also,
I mean, Kawhi is not.
I mean, Ty Lue's been doing great with that team, considering all the pieces that's been constantly in and out, whether it's trades or injuries. Inexperienced players putting them in and still having that team relevant and even got to a conference finals berth. He deserves that contract. That's why he got the contract. It's not like he can't coach. It's just the team's never healthy. And he can't do nothing about that. He can't control their health. But
so why would I invest money into spoiled food? That food is spoiled over there, bro. Get rid of them boys.
But it's like with them having
Steve Ballmer thing right there.
With them having a new stadium opening and stuff like that, it's just I don't think they're gonna be getting rid of those guys, man. They gotta have something to shake up and bring fans in.
Bring fans in so they can make the money back. Huh?
I'm thankful that all four of them now being on the same team doesn't pull away from the talent like I thought it would. You're pulling stars from other teams, and then yet we still have other teams who are still producing. Could you imagine Harden still on the Rockets at his time? Westbrook still on OKC or still on somewhere else? Like they're all on the same team and doing nothing.
Well, Russ ain't doing as much because he's coming off the bench, but Harden's pretty solid in the role he's in. I can't not deny that.
Man, you got to blame the Lakers for Russ, man. Honestly, because Russ
I'm not blaming the Lakers for Russ. They exposed him.
Oh, they exposed him. You couldn't blame LeBron. You couldn't blame AD. You blamed Russ. Russ still had good numbers.
Everybody good numbers with the turnovers or good numbers or what? What good numbers?
But you got to live with the turnovers of Russ. You know that's
that's coming with Russ with the turnovers.
But you lose like turnovers. I can understand simple turnover. When you have a turnover that's just like wild and where were you going with that? That's insane.
When it's going 10 rows up into the crowd.
Man, that's too long now. I'm going to topic too long. I want to get to this finals prediction.
Enough of all this. Let's get to the nitty gritty. Unfortunately,
prediction, Musa. Don't run from this. Turn that camera back on.
Unfortunately, we got to wait until next Thursday for a game, which I'm kind of annoyed at.
What a joke.
And then we have 2 days in between each game. So we know game one's Thursday. The next one ain't going to be till
Sunday.
Yeah.
Every 2 days. There's only one game that they have 1 day in between. The rest are all 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah. So, projections, man. Let's talk about the matchups and stuff like that before I hit y'all series projections, because the next episode we're going to be on is going to be Thursday after the game.
Mike, go ahead. The realist of the Celtics fans. Let me hear this.
Well, I've got a new enemy.
Hold on. I don't like that disrespect. I don't know about everybody on this channel. What are we talking about, realists?
I was trolling, but Musa, get back on this camera. I want to hit his finals predictions from you and you first.
Go ahead, Mike.
Wasn't we just?
Well, y'all know I don't like Scalabrini. I got a new clown in Boston. His name's Leon Poe. So I originally said Mavericks.
Why are you mad at Leon Poe?
Just go see the thing he says. The dude's a clown. You just go check out his Twitter a little bit, the ambassador of the Celtics or whatever the hell he is. But I don't know what I'm going to get more enjoyment out of, because usually I'd want my team to win. But the Boston fans are so insufferable. And then if we see Kyrie win on that home court, I think I might get a little bit more enjoyment out of that. I said before Mavericks in 6. I didn't know that Game 6 was in Dallas. So I'm going to go Mavericks in 7, so I can see him hoist that trophy.
You've been going against the Celtics all series, and you've been failing. So
I only went against them against Indiana. I picked them in 5 both series against the Heat and the
Celtics
Cavs.
didn't face anybody for them to be,
But now I'm gonna go Mavs in 7. See, have Kyrie stomp out Lucky and raise that trophy up on half court. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
What's up? Musa, let me hear it. The golden numbers.
Y'all go ahead.
No. You always do this. Go ahead.
Go ahead and speak.
Okay, how about this? You know how Celtics have home court advantage, right? Because they're the number one in the NBA. All the Celtics fans go first. I want to hear it.
You have no privilege to say that. You from New York, so go ahead.
All right. So you have all the privilege to talk about your team. Let me hear it front and center in America.
Go ahead. I'll let you guys start.
No, but you do this every episode. Bro.
I'll go. Jesus Christ.
Ace always want to hear me talk. Go ahead.
I think that this series is going to be a lot more difficult on both ends, for Dallas and for Boston. I know we talk about the easy path that Boston went through because of injuries, but I also think that Dallas didn't go through that.
There's no air quotes on that.
Say it again?
No. Musa and his
Continue, Peso.
Oh.
Let everyone else go.
There's no air quotes.
I think that Dallas went through a pretty simple path. Not as easy as Boston, but when they went through a team that first got together, first made it there, basically you want to say a rookie team in OKC, and then Minnesota, who's never been there before and just a lack of experience.
What about the Clippers, the almighty Clippers that they beat in the first?
The Clippers were probably
almighty. We were just dog walking them.
The Clippers was probably their tough matchup, but I feel like Luka's had their name under his wraps this whole time. I just think from a matchup perspective, and it's looking like I got a notification too that Porzingis we know is going to be coming back game 1. I think from a matchup standpoint, one thing that's going to be different is that the bigs for Boston is not as discombobulated as Minnesota was. They also spread the floor more. And I also think that the matchups guard-wise is nothing that Dallas has seen so far this postseason with Drew Holiday and Derek White. Sometimes we're going to see Jaylen Brown on them. Sometimes we're going to see Jason Tatum. So I think that the matchups is going to be a little bit more strenuous. Dallas is going to have to work also a lot more on the defensive end guarding those guys. And then from Boston's perspective, they're going to be dealing with some big bodies down low. I'm hoping that Derek Lively doesn't have another incident with his neck and stuff like that going on. He's going to be huge. But also Kyrie and Luka. We're going to have to guard those guys on the switches. We're going to have to move our feet, keep our hands up and stuff like that. I don't think it's going to be an easy series, but say what you want to say. I think the Celtics it's going to look like an Indiana series, and I think I got them in 5 games.
Wow.
So
5 Pacers? I mean,
Celtics in 5.
That's cute.
Peso, Celtics in 5. Musa, what's up?
Nah, let King go. King ready?
Go ahead, King.
Yeah. I got Mavs in 6. Mavs is winning this 6. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was gonna go clean sweep, but I'm not gonna be so disrespectful like that.
Okay.
That was crazy.
Let's start off with that. Let's start off with that because clearly you was thinking that.
I ain't gonna be disrespectful like that, but I'll probably give them like good. I'll give y'all like 2-3 games, and then y'all gonna get watching. I'll get Mavs taking all the way. I'm going with Mavs. I'm gonna stick.
Why is that, King?
I just feel like I like their offensive scheme. I like how they're playing defense.
What scheme?
I like Kyrie. Kyrie's been going crazy. Luka's been going crazy. Lively, he's good for a good 10 points. You know what I mean? A couple of boards. I mean, I think he's back now too after that crazy knee to the back of the head. I want Kyrie to get his other ring, man. I want Kyrie to.
So let me.
It's been a lot of Kyrie hate. You know what I mean? Now people are they're apologizing to Kyrie now. Oh, well, you know what? Stephen A. Smith, they want to apologize now. I feel like
So let me ask you. Let me ask Mike first, and then I'll ask you, and then everybody else who has the Mavericks, I'll ask them too.
Okay.
2 weeks ago, did you have the Mavericks doing something?
Yeah, I had the Mavs 2 weeks ago, but I wasn't.
I haven't seen you on. You haven't been on this episode since the Super Bowl. So
I had the Timberwolves
But
torching the Mavs. I ain't gonna lie.
We talk on the chat and all that. So
I just want to know.
Yeah,
I just want to know.
I had the Mavs, and I also had the Mavs, and I had the Pacers, but unfortunately,
because 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, it was Denver. Then it was Minnesota. Now it's Dallas. So when somebody tells me 5 or 6 games, I'm not hearing that. If you tell me 7, then I respect that. But 5 or 6 games, no.
What about the clean sweep?
No, that
you need to make a banner on that one. Mavs clean sweep of the finals. Just have it running along the bottom. Hot take.
That's just purely asinine right there.
I ain't gonna troll like that. But, you know,
So you got Mavs King in 6.
6.
Musa, you ready? Or should we let somebody else go?
Ace been waiting.
Quick question. What's Lively's availability?
I've been waiting to hear your take on this on live.
Ace could wait a little longer. I don't go.
Hold on, Ace. So you only called Mike a realist, so I'm not a realist.
I was trolling. I was saying that, but then Musa walked away. Musa, I want to hear your take, please.
Ace is ready.
The head of the table is not speaking right now.
Head of the table.
Ace is ready.
What do you have in this?
You go ahead, Oos. You can talk.
Oh, what?
You spoke this whole podcast. I want to hear why you not want to say this? What's going on?
The head of the table don't speak first.
All right, let me go. Right.
The head of the table.
Let me go. Right. The way it's right now, right? Even if Dallas win, they're gonna talk more about why the Celtics lost. That's exactly how this finals is set up, right? It's hard to see who's gonna win because I ain't gonna lie, Dallas. We ain't expect Dallas to beat the Timberwolves, right? And right now, it looked like Kyrie or Luka get to take a break on defense, depending on who's guarding Drew Holiday, depending on how they set it up, right? It's going to be a 7-game series, either way.
I do see it being like a pick'em series. I call my 5, but I could see where people think is going to be a pick'em.
And it comes down to what games Tatum is aggressive. If Tatum don't settle for threes and he just attack, this could be a wild series.
Tatum doesn't attack.
That's a lie.
You don't watch basketball if you want to say that.
I personally like to Draco's
going to the paint, bro. He like shooting threes, going 2 for 10, 2 for
King. That's a lie.
King, let Musa talk. Musa, why?
My bad. Musa.
No. Peso's talking. Let Peso talk.
I was just saying that Ace is ready. I agree to Draco's standpoint. It could be 7. I won't be surprised, but I do think that if Tatum is aggressive, like we've seen him in Indiana, that series, that's why I'm going with 5 because I personally don't think the Celtics is going to be playing games in this series.
Just said you don't see
at times he take his foot off the gas. He can't take his foot off the gas this series. He can't. Like if he live inside the 3-point line, I'm not saying
I agree.
You live inside the 3-point line, y'all got it.
I agree.
Because Dallas don't draw fouls. Y'all have been drawing fouls in the last couple playoff series. If y'all could live at the free throw line.
And I don't like, listen, I understand that Luka and Kyrie has been doing better defensively. I just don't see them being able to fuck with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum or Drew Holiday. They're gonna pinpoint Luka every single time defensively. And they're gonna wear his ass out.
That goes both ways though, bro.
I don't think so though.
Yeah, but you guys got Drew Holiday, you guys
those guys is not going to get tired out like Anthony Edwards is.
Wait, so who's Drew Holiday guarding?
I think he's going to. I think
me personally,
I'll put him on Luka.
Yeah, me personally, I would put him on Kyrie.
Yeah, Kyrie. They're going to put Derek White on Luka.
You put him on Luka, it's going to be like Jimmy Butler and Drew back in the day.
See, with me, I will put Jaylen Brown on Luka. Let's not forget about the 2 games earlier this season where Brown was torturing Luka offensively and getting in his mug defensively in both games of the season. Jaylen Brown's been tearing his behind up since 2022, if we want to go back that far.
So this is my question, right? Who got a better supporting cast?
Oh, Boston by far.
I think Celtics do because of how the mismatches are and how you could switch on everything really if you want to. And I wouldn't be, even though we've seen what Horford, the lack of ability him defensively last season, I trust him a lot more than I do Cat and freaking Rudy Gobert and what we've seen them guys do against the switch.
What if Sam Hauser comes alive too? Because he's been dead the whole playoffs.
Shit. Yeah.
He's been really bad this last series shooting the ball.
Because I ain't gonna hold you. That boy Gafford and PJ Washington. I think they're gonna show up this series.
The Celtics
they ain't got no choice. If they don't do nothing defensive, they getting their ass smoked.
That's what I said. PJ Washington is definitely gonna. He got.
But you know, and I hope the Celtics adjust to this. And I'll let y'all get back to your opinions. But you know the problem, and the easiest thing for Dallas this whole postseason was that teams were letting the corners open all postseason. Mm-hmm. And I hope the Celtics adjust to it. I hope they look at the tape, and I hope they follow through with that because PJ Washington is going to hit some open shots. So got to start our feet and get out there.
The Celtics really haven't faced this team yet either, so we can go off. We can't really go off of that game when they faced them back in March because even though it was a 30-point blowout, those guys were just new, and Washington Gaff were playing like ass then. So it's good. It's really a blind series, I think, going into it. Yeah. If I was to put, I'm not putting money on the Mavs by any means. Don't get me wrong. It's just I'm making that prediction because just for personal investment, I would not put my money on the Mavs at all. I think the Celtics have an edge this series. I'm not going to lie, but I think Porzingis is going to be an X factor because what's the availability of Lively at this point? Has that been said yet? He's going to be good.
Yeah, he should be fine.
Yeah, but I still think Porzingis is an X factor when it comes to these guys.
Yeah, I'm telling you that spread is going to be different, and having that 5 out. I'm just saying it's going to be a struggle. And to Draco's point, if Boston doesn't live by the 3 and attack, this series could go 5 easily. But that's just my opinion.
Head of the table is going to talk because I'm tired of people paying. They paid their money to see this. Well, Ace paid his money to see this, apparently. All right. So I feel like this is easily a pick'em series. I wouldn't be mad if someone went with Dallas. To be honest, Dallas deserves to be in this position. This whole notion that Boston had it easy and Dallas didn't is BS because from what I was just told a few minutes ago, the Clippers need to get blown up because they are spoiled, rotten, right? So they played the Clippers with no Kawhi after one game. OKC, I already know how I felt about OKC. The reason why I said the Lakers should have been the one to play them anyway. Because it would have been the easy because they only had one big. And then you just play Minnesota. Minnesota, I'll give them that because I didn't expect Minnesota to play the way they did. But I feel like everyone knows in the playoffs, teams just need to get lucky. And both of these teams were lucky enough to play who they played at the time they did. And now they're in the finals. Now they're in June. Matchups wise, I think Boston hasn't seen a team like Dallas where they have 2 guards like are at this elite of a skill level offensively. But Dallas hasn't seen a defense like this either, where you have the legit 4 people that can guard or at least put pressure on the ball on Luka and Kyrie with switches. Because you might not you're not going to start with Brown to guard anyone. Same with Tatum. But if there was a switch to be made, you can do it, and they have the size and length to do so. And then if you add Porzingis, he's a question mark for me because he hasn't played in, a month and some change. I know Dallas is going to attack him on the 1 and 5 switches to see if he's going to be able to do anything mobility-wise. But if he can give us anything, I think he'll be the biggest effect on offense because, like Peso said, the spread out. We haven't seen Lively or Gafford have to guard on the perimeter or in the high mid post.
I think his presence alone is going to be the X factor. Like even if he doesn't come out there and drop the regular 20 average like per game, I think just him being out on the floor is gonna be huge.
Help. Yeah, I'm not with Pacer with the Al Horford thing. Al Horford in the same tier as Cat and Rudy on the perimeter. He's slow-footed.
Not IQ-wise.
He's slow-footed. We've seen Andrew Nembhard cook him on that pick and roll, what do you think Luka and Kyrie gonna do? I'm not.
He's
I'm
not going to get
trusting-
3 fouls in the first quarter, though.
I'm not talking about the dumb foul. I'm just talking about the matchup on the pick and roll. My biggest issue, which you touched on a little bit, will be the threes, the corner three specifically. There's times when Boston mentally collapse and just sit there and look at shooters like this and leave them open. You can't do that against Dallas, especially a team like Dallas, because once they get their rhythm, once Luka starts feeding off the energy, the rest does the same. It translates. I would rather you jump on Luka and Kyrie on the ball and let the others beat you. If PJ Washington, Tim Hardaway Jr., whoever it is, comes onto court and beats you, I'll shake your hand. You earned the trophy. But I'm not letting Luka and Kyrie beat me. I can't. Having said that, I'm still in the talk about how many games I think this is going to go. So I probably will slide Boston 6. Like Draco said, I can easily see this going 7 also. I will say this. Boston's going to have to protect home court because I know they've been great on the road, but I don't want you going on the road 1-1 against Luka and giving them any momentum. So with that being said, I think Boston needs to win those first 2 games. It's essential if they're going to have the chance to end this early. But right now, I'll probably go Boston 6 or 7, in my opinion.
That's fair. Yeah. Next episode, we're gonna be live Thursday after Game 1 of the finals. We're gonna do a recap off of that Game 1, and then of course we'll go again on our usual Saturdays.
We're doing Thursday night.
Yep. Right after Game 1, we're gonna go live. Everybody tuning in, man. We thank y'all for being here. The Grade A community and YouTube. Continue to like the channel, subscribe, and share. Peace. We out.
Grade A.
Hey, run that thing up.